Hi everyone and welcome to today's content. I wanted to share with you 5 things that you can do that will instantly transform your confidence. And I mean instantly. This is things that you can do while you're in the car or traveling to work, getting into bed, whenever it is that you need the confidence the most. If this is the first time that you're coming across my content, hi, I am Gemma Lonsdale. I am a life coach and a psychic medium, and I am here guiding you towards your most confident, resilient, and authentic version. So I am so pleased to have you here to go through this content today. But let's just get straight into it with the first thing. Now, this is a place of free of judgment, completely free of judgment. The first thing on the list here is to put a powerful song on. That is always my go-to thing. And I am going to share with you the music that I listen to. I have 2 songs that would typically be my go-to that have really helped me get a boost of confidence in my life whenever I have needed it. So I would love to hear what yours are, but I don't want to be judged by my taste in music. The first one is by Rag and Bone Man and Calvin Harris, and it is Giant. It just has that beat, and some of the lyrics really mean something to me. And the other one that I go to is, what is the name? This Is Me, and it's on The Greatest Showman soundtrack. So if you haven't heard that, you should definitely listen to it. I can remember the first time that I heard it, I had shivers go through my body. What was actually happening was, I think I was watching something on Instagram and there was a lady singing it as part of a gospel choir, and she ripped her wig off partway through, and it turned out she had been going through chemotherapy and had lost all of her hair. So for her it was a big statement of, this is me, scars and all, but I am accepting myself and the world needs to accept me as I am as well. So it was a powerful thing for me at the time because I was also going through my cancer journey. But you know what? I imagine that song is probably very important to a lot of you people as well. Music has such a big strong hold on our emotions that whenever we put something on that is really powerful, it can absolutely transform how we're feeling about ourselves and have our energy shooting through the roof. So it's definitely something that I would recommend. The next thing on the list here is positive self-talk. Now, the words that we use whenever we're talking about ourselves and the thoughts that we actually have about ourselves are so important. Whenever we use positive things, we can actually change our mindset to believe those positive things. That's why affirmations are so often talked about, because actually whenever we repeat the same thing over and over again, we're re-educating ourselves, and almost like we're re-educating our brain. So it's really important to use positive words and positive things whenever you're actually talking about yourself, positive thoughts. If you notice yourself going to something negative or focusing on the lack or focusing on the things that you are not, try and create something to check yourself. I used to ping a band on my wrist, and it used to then automatically tell me, okay, I need to change that thought, and then I replace it with something positive. And eventually we're just gradually shifting ourselves from that not so positive thought to a much more positive thought. And it is a gradual thing. It's not necessarily going to happen overnight, but it is so important that we get that right. Some of you might think that I'm a little bit extra with this, but I actually walk around my house and say to myself, I am the world's greatest speaker, or I am the world's greatest life coach. Especially if I'm feeling the need for confidence and I'm going to get on stage, I need to feel that confidence within myself. So I use statements like that all the time. And it doesn't have to be that. You could even say I am, or I am this, or I am so confident that my confidence is unshakable even when, things happen in my life. Whatever the statement is that you use, just have something that feels comfortable to you, and honestly, you will transform your confidence bit by bit. The next thing here on the list is dress for confidence. Now, when we are putting our best foot forward and we know that we look our best and we feel our best, that can really help improve our confidence. And I have a story, actually, a personal story of mine that I can share with you. It was a number of years ago, and I was sitting down on Zoom to do a session with quite a well-known actress, and I had been looking forward to doing this session, but it was really late in the evening. I it was quite dark. I obviously, my office was, fairly dimly lit at that time of an evening. And I think it was like on a day that, and you sort of think to yourself, I should have washed my hair today. It really needed wash, but it'll be fine. So I had my hair pulled back. I just looked quite plain. I didn't feel my most amazing self. And I sat down to the session on Zoom, and this woman came on, and she had a full head of extensions, curls, glossy hair, nails done, a full face of makeup. She just looked so incredibly glamorous, and instantly my confidence was knocked. And it wasn't that I wasn't well enough presented. Like, I looked fine. There was nothing, I wasn't scruffy or anything like that. But because I knew that I hadn't felt 100% in myself, it had a massive impact on my confidence and how I actually felt in that moment. So when you know that you're going to be doing something, and in fact, sometimes even when we are not expecting to be doing something, we can be caught off guard, but do things that are going to make you feel confident. Dress in a way and present yourself in a way that is going to make you feel confident and make you feel like you are your best self. And even the use of colour, put your favourite lipstick on if, lipstick is your thing. Wear your favourite colour. Wear something bright. Yellow is a really good colour for confidence. So do things like that, and that will really help you. The next thing on the list here is number 4, and that is focus on your strengths. We could sit and we can pick ourselves apart until the cows come home, but that is not going to do you any good. So get a notepad and pen out, or use your iPhone notes, write it down in a Word document, write 3 things down that you are really good at, and give yourself a pat on the back. It's really important to celebrate your successes and celebrate those parts of you that actually are really successful and that are competent. Now, the thought process behind that I want to explain just in a little bit more detail. Whenever we get up in the morning, say you have woke up on the wrong side of the bed and you have, a couple of things have happened on your morning and you're just grumbling and do you know one of those days where the day just starts to snowball, and then all of a sudden you're hitting every traffic stop, every light, somebody nearly hits your car. All of these different things start to come into your day and you think, well, today's a write-off, we'll focus on tomorrow. Because you have focused on the negative things about that day, because it started off on the wrong foot, we have this tendency then energetically to welcome more negativity into our life. So whenever we are thinking about all of our strengths, what it's doing is it's diverting our focus onto something more positive. So we're going to be more receptive to the positive energy. That doesn't just mean that you're going to be receptive to positive things happening to you, but whenever we focus on the positive things about ourselves, we're more open to identifying other positive things about ourselves, and it changes our mood, it changes us energetically, and it gives us that little bit of a lift. So it's really important to focus on the things that you're good at, focus on your strengths, focus on the things that you are feeling really positive about, and that will really help to transform you. Last but not least, take action. Whenever we're feeling in a space where we're just not that confident, it can lead us to procrastinating and to put things off, and we sit and we plan and we focus on other things rather than just taking that step and starting whatever it is that we need to do. And actually, sometimes we need to just take that step and do something, and our confidence will actually flourish from that. So if you focus on taking a step, then things will start to get more positive for you from that. The personal story that I wanted to share with you, I have had loads, but this one particularly, I think will hopefully inspire you to take that action that you need to take. I had a very long career in the recruitment industry before I worked in the tech industry. Obviously, I'm not a part of either of those now. Whenever I worked in recruitment, I wanted to set up on my own. So I had taken that step, but because of the contract that I had in place with my last employer, I wasn't able to work with any of our existing clients. So I was starting off completely from scratch, and I was so nervous. Like, I had this outer confidence, but you're still thinking, gosh, this is my first day. Imposter syndrome had suddenly kicked in, and I'm thinking I don't have the well-known brand or my good name to hide behind anymore, because I was having to call companies and connect in with people that had never heard of me before. So what I actually did was I pushed myself out of that comfort zone, and I started making calls. And actually, what happened on my first day, I had connected to a national sales director of an organization who actually took my call on this day one. And it turned out that he actually was recruiting at the time. And I got a meeting for the next day. We met, we had a coffee, we talked about their team, we talked business, we got the terms and conditions and everything all in place. And I went on to recruit for them. I made my first billing in my first month, which is an incredible success, and I was so proud of that. Not only that, I actually went on to fill another 7 or 8 positions with them, working mostly on an exclusive basis. They trusted me that much. So whenever I pushed myself out of my comfort zone that day, I really changed my destiny in many ways. And that all went towards helping my business become successful. So whenever we push ourselves past that comfort zone that feels uncomfortable to us, the confidence will really start to flourish. And actually, the call that I had with him and the conversation that we had the next day gave me the confidence to continue forward with that momentum. So it was a game changer really for me. I hope that all of those have really helped you. There are so many different things that we can do to boost your confidence. And if you have anything else that you do that you would love to share with another person, put it in the comments. I would love to hear it. I think it's really important that we build each other up and share information and help to give each other encouragement along the way. Now, aside from this content that you've got here on YouTube, you can also connect with me on Instagram and TikTok and access my free content there. I also have a historic podcast, The Happy Psychic. I don't produce any new episodes in it at the minute, but you'd be able to go through there and hopefully get some really good, helpful information that would benefit you on your path and help you lead a life that you love and help create, a life that you're really loving. If you're really eager for more, I would love to connect with you and work with you more deeply. There's a number of ways that you can work with me on a paid basis. I have a coaching community that is on a monthly payment. There is an optional group coaching call you can join there as well. And then I have my really high level, deep dive coaching programs, and you can check all of those out as well. They will be in my link tree. I'm going to pin the link below. And I also have a few freebies in my link tree as well that would really help for you to, explore, download them. It may be something that is really beneficial for you and will help transform your life as well. But don't forget to hit subscribe. Like my content if you feel it's beneficial, drop a comment in. All of that as well will help the algorithm know that this is content worth watching and other people can then benefit from it as well.